Alright, I've got my sound on now. Sorry about that. I completely forgot to get that color reference I needed to get, so let's just pull that up. How's everybody doing? I don't have that much to report. I also forgot to put my color palette back. What's with me today? Anyway, let's see. Layer. Let's start by selecting this. And then I'll need my gradient here. Alright, now I can take this like that. Let's see. I haven't really come up with any new topics of conversation. New layer, clipping, there we go. I think I can turn down my correction now. I can't believe I forgot to actually get this color reference, but whatever. And then the wings are actually pink. That's why. Hold on. Here we go. And then I will blend out the pink with my watercolor brush in a little bit, so it just fades more smoothly. Let's see. One of the pieces from earlier was picked up by an art critic who did not ask my permission before adding it to their list of pieces they want to review. I'm sorry to start this thing off with a rant, but it's something to talk about while I draw this. I have one rule when it comes to using my stuff for other stuff, or just sharing it around. And that rule is, let me know first, just ask, don't just take without asking. I mean, most of the time I'll just say yes. But this person couldn't even be asked to leave a comment saying, hey, I'm an art critic, can I review this? This isn't even the first time it's happened to me. It's happened to me twice, actually. And, oh boy, do I not like it. Like I said, it doesn't bother me that people want to review my art, Critique is good. I mean, is it really that hard to just be like... Is it really that hard to let people know when you're using their stuff? I got a notification. Game Theory streaming. If anyone wants to leave this stream and go watch Game Theory, I recommend that choice. Why will this not flip the gradient over? You know what? Fine, we'll do this the hard way. Let's go with my airbrush. Okay, it looks like this is just gonna stay no matter what. So, let's try it up here, actually. There we go. That's better. But no, like, what bothers me, about people just taking my art to review is that, you know, the thing about critique is fundamentally useless if you don't know where. If you critique in a manner that the artist is not going to be able to see or interact with, your critique is fundamentally useless. So, if you're critiquing someone's art and you want them to be able to improve, then what you would do, you know, theoretically, in order for your critique to not be useless, is you would tell them you're critiquing their art, and 2, what you would do is once you had your critique ready, you would send them a link to it. So, that is why I'm a little more bothered than this than maybe I should be. But, like, I mean, by all means, go ahead, critique people's stuff, but, you know, you gotta tell them, you know? You can't just be like, but they might be upset with me. Then don't use their art. It's not that hard to grasp. Anyway, I guess that's my rant for today. If you're critiquing people, let them know you're critiquing them. You know? And like, I get that sometimes telling people you're critiquing them can be scary, but, you know, there are better ways. You know, most of the time, if an artist wants to improve, they're not going to be too easily upset by you saying, hey, I want to review your art. At best, you know, what are they going to say? No? You know? No is honestly the worst possible outcome of asking. And it makes you look more professional. And it helps reduce the stereotype that YouTube art critics are really just out to exploit other people's art for their own gain. And by all means, do critique my art. Just let me know so I can watch it. And, you know, use your critique, because that's the point of critiquing. I don't know. I don't mean to throw a fit, but, I mean, you see where I'm coming from, right? You know, there's really not much of a point. You know, like, it's different when you're, like, if you're talking about someone's performance in a movie and you know they're not going to see your opinion of it, you know, you're not critiquing them to help their future acting, you're critiquing them to talk about your tastes, which is also fine. But, you know, when an actor is in a movie, they know that people are going to be discussing it. When you post something online and you're a little, you know, I hate to put it this way, but when you're a little nobody with like 5 subscribers, you know, people aren't really going to be talking much about your art in general. So, if someone makes a video doing a so-called critique, it's a little more personal to you. And I mean, I'm absolutely fine, like I said, with people critiquing my art. By all means, go ahead. You know, you don't get better, you know. Constructive criticism is good, as long as it's possible, as long as it's academic and useful, you know. Like, telling me my anatomy's janky. Well, yeah, I can see, like, if you tell me my anatomy's janky, tell me what about it is janky so I can focus on it next time. You know? Are my legs too long? You know, I feel like I do have a tendency towards towards drawing really long legs. I just think the drawing looks a little more attractive that way. But, you know, if my legs are long, or if the hands that I draw are too big, you know, let me know so I can draw smaller hands next time, But if you tell your audience that in a video that I am not going to see, your critique is not going to be heard or useful. So, like I said, I don't have much of a problem with people using my art in their critiquing videos. Just send me a message or just comment on the actual piece. You know? It takes, what, 30 seconds, maybe a minute if you put thought into it? You know? If that throws off your uploading schedule, I have a thing to tell you. You should very much rethink your uploading schedule if, you know, a basic habit of the trade throws you off. Anyway, I really should stop ranting so much, but gosh darn it, this has me fired up a little. It's just so irritating. You know, 'cause I need to stop. Or do I? Is this entertaining? Are you not entertained? I hope this is at least entertaining and potentially informative. 'Cause like I said, I and a lot of other artists are actually really comfortable with critique, but make it so we can use it. That's like, it seems like a very simple request for critique. You know, just give us your opinion in a format that we can use it. Like, it's like if you tell people don't, it just seems like one of those obvious things. But maybe it's not. So anyway, again, like I said, I'm totally cool with you guys critiquing my stuff. By all means, go ahead. But, you know, do tell me, because I want to hear what you have to say. Like, actually really hear it. Let's go to view, background color. So, anyway, now that I've ranted about critique and how there's not really a point if the artist you're critiquing isn't very likely to see it, this is a drawing of Dylan and Chase's mom, as I said earlier. I do believe her name is Rachel. I'm sorry, I'm just still kind of and I really need to stop being so upset about it. Again, it's just, it feels like it should be common sense. Anyway, yeah, go ahead and make requests for next week. I'll start sketching stuff now. Critique isn't really scary for me. Critique isn't scary for me at all, actually. I enjoy it quite a bit. There's really nothing about it that's any kind of problem. Let's see. Aqua, you asked for Anne and Claire hanging out, right? Let's see. Shoot, darn. Still have my correction all the way up. Let's see. No, I'm actually fine with critique. It's not that it's scary. It's that I can't use it if I can't see it. And it's really annoying to have people saying, like, I'm gonna critique your stuff, but good luck finding it. You know? 'Cause that's, when you take someone's art and, like, mark it for critique, but don't offer any kind of comment with, like, a link or any kind of, you can find it, or it'll be on this channel around this time, you know, then you're not really helping anyone, except yourself and maybe some of your viewers. I think the other thing about, like, having YouTube art reviewers is that a lot of them dedicate their channels to just riffing on cringy art, which, I mean, yeah, there is a lot of cringy art out there. So what? You know? I guarantee you, I drew a lot of cringy stuff. It's how you get better. So that is part of what makes critique really scary for a lot of people. But you have to understand the whole cringe thing, that's not actually critique, because part of, by definition, critique is supposed to be helpful. Just saying this is cringy and terrible doesn't tell you why it's terrible or what you can do to make it not cringy and terrible. So, And I mean, like, even if you were just to tell me my stuff is cringy and terrible, it wouldn't be that, it wouldn't really be too upsetting for me. Specifically because I know most of my stuff is pretty cringy and terrible. But I'm here to just keep moving forward. So, it doesn't bother me. But I know it bothers a lot of people, and I don't know. I need to find another subject to talk about. I took the curlers out of my hair. It doesn't look bad for a first try, but I think I'm gonna have to try a few more times to get it right. Let's see. This is Anne and Claire just hanging out. You know, girls being chicks. Claire is reading a book or a comic book or something, and Anne is listening to her music. So, let's see. I don't really have much other context for this. It would actually be kind of funny, I think, to draw something of these two based on like a two best friends play thing. Just because they are two best friends. I don't know. Speaking of two best friends play, does anybody else here watch the Two Best Sisters play animated stuff with Princess Celestia and Princess Luna? The expressions they use in that are so funny. Like, it's, like, whether or not you like the art style, the animation and the way things move in the Two Best Sisters play video is really good, and I do like what they do with the expressions. It's so funny. So let's save this as Anne and Claire hanging out. And I'm gonna check the chat and see what other requests you guys have come up with. Okay, no new requests. I'm just gonna keep going on with this. Let me take this down, and I'll do another sketch layer actually. But, yeah, you know, I might actually watch some Two Best Sisters play videos later tonight. Probably when I, redo my hair. It actually looks, I think I like it this way, in which I admit online that I'm turning into my grandmother. She always said she wanted to live vicariously through me. But yeah, I do think I like how she did her hair. It's too bad I can't really ask her to teach me how she did her hair. All I know is that she would put it in rollers at night. But yeah, anyway. I do kind of like how my hair looks with kind of loose curls. Now my brother has those naturally occurring. Like, his hair, he definitely, like, we both have pretty good hair naturally, but his is better than mine. He also has prettier eyelashes and a better build. Just, it's not really much of a stretch to say my brother is the prettier of the two of us. But, you know, I feel like that most people I know who have siblings tend to feel, it's weird. Most brothers and sisters I know tend to be like that, where the brother ended up turning out prettier. It's weird. Kind of Murphy's Law, I guess. But anyway, the point is I might actually just start doing a new hairstyle. Of course, that is going to involve putting it up in curlers like it's the 50s or something. But, you know, it should... If it looks good, who cares if it's old-fashioned, you know? Alright. I remember I actually used to braid my hair, but it always comes out looking, like, wavy is different than curly. So I actually do like how curly looks better. I don't know. Here I am talking all girly and stuff. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just, you guys are here to watch me draw, not ramble about 50s hair curling techniques. I don't know, unless it's amusing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. On a not hairstyling note, I've been playing a lot of Breath of the Wild recently. My first playthrough on my brother's Switch was, I basically never marked anything on the map. Like, I never used the stamps and stuff. And, I didn't really upgrade any of my armor or anything. And I went for a completely full stamina wheel. And just now that it's my second playthrough, I have 2 stamina wheels. I'm just continuing to upgrade my armor constantly. And, stamps are like my best friend in this game because I have to fight a lot of monsters and stuff. That's another thing, like, I really avoided fighting the tougher monsters in my first playthrough, and now it's just like, come at me. So it's still fun. Really still a well put together game. I notice a few more of its flaws now, but I mean that happens with pretty much anything you watch a lot of, or you're exposed to a lot. You start to be a little more aware that it isn't perfect, but, you know, still fun and stuff. let's see, I decided to name all my horses in this playthrough after allergy medicine. Except for Epona, because I can't rename her. Because I got her from an amiibo. And, yeah, they don't let you rename her, which, fair enough, I guess. But I think my two favorite horses are a brown one that I called Allegra, and then the giant horse which I named Benadryl. So it's always funny at the stable when they're like, "Do you want to take Benadryl?" I don't even know why I picked allergy medicine specifically to name my horses in the game after, because I'm not actually allergic to animals. My brother is, but my lack of animal allergies has been more interesting than the presence of food allergies in my life. Like, when I went to the yeah, I meant with the two best sisters, I do mean the Luna and Celestia dubbed with the two best friends audio. I think this request is going to take up plenty more time, but, what was I going to say? But, like, when I went to governor's school back in 2014, the film that we made, and I've talked about it on here before, we made a film in which an important plot point, you know, it's not really a MacGuffin of the film, but, our short film was about a guy who is terrified of cats, but the girl he likes, she loves cats, so he tries to overcome his fear of cats, in order to be with her. So, naturally, the film involves a cat, specifically the girl's cat. And, so, we were working on this film, and, lo and behold, there are, like, 6 of us working on this film. I'm the only one of us who's not allergic to cats. So whenever there was handling of the actual cat, that was usually my responsibility. That and the lady who owned the cat. She and I were the only ones who were allowed to touch the cat because everybody else couldn't. Everybody else was allergic. I'm not sure if the actor was also allergic to cats. I think he might have been. But, we ended up getting chewed out by one of the professors. Like, you guys are all allergic to cats and you worked on the cat film? So, it was one of the more interesting experiences that I've had. I don't know why everybody else chose to work on that film. I mean, obviously I could work on it because, again, I'm not allergic, but I guess everybody else just thought the premise was so funny they had to see it made or something. And no, it didn't turn out very good. We had, like, 4 weeks of filmmaking experience. And I have lost my DVD copy, which I couldn't even upload to YouTube because we had some contracts and location releases, and also I don't have a DVD drive to put it up online, so while I would actually love to show you guys this thing, so so we could, like, make fun of it and stuff. I can't. Even if I want it. Well, I do want to. Who am I kidding? But, you know, just funny story and a little piece of advice: if you're allergic to cats, don't work on cat movies. And I segued into this from naming my horses in Breath of the Wild after allergy medicines for some reason. But at least it's keeping me talking. You know, there's that. Let's see. Anybody else here play Breath of the Wild? If so, what do you think about it? And if you have horses, what did you name them? My brother likes to name his horses variations of glue stick. The last time I checked, anyway. Let's see. I named the Royal White Stallion. I named him Alivert. And, I have another horse, and his name is Nasacort. And, if you add Epona to that, that's all 5 horses. It's really a shame that you can't register a stall horse at the stables, because, I don't know, stall horses are fun. But that's one of the things that actually really impressed me about Breath of the Wild when I first was watching my brother play it, is that the horse animations are surprisingly realistic. Like, the actual movement is some of the most realistic horse movement I've seen from a video game. Which, I mean, it's a decently low bar to clear, but still, it feels like they actually studied real horses when they were coming up with the movements for the stuff in game. Which is pretty cool. Don't know if they actually did, but it looks like they did. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to make. The joke at the end was that, the joke we had at the end was that, the girl that the guy likes is actually afraid of goldfish. And, guess which character had a pet goldfish? But, like, it was really cheap. We would, like, I personally would love to get a chance to remake it. I still have bits and pieces of the script around. I'll probably find more as I actually clean for once. But I think my favorite part of the film to actually film was the scene where he goes over to her house and realizes that she is a cat person slowly, because one of the governor's school counselors let us film in her apartment, and she actually wasn't much of a cat person. So I had to call my mom and be like, "Hey Mom, can you bring all the cat stuff we have?" So we had to go through and hang up, I think it was like 3 paintings of cats. We placed like my entire collection of Warriors books. And then we had like 5 different cat plushies and Beanie Babies and dolls spread throughout the apartment. And what we ended up doing was actually filming cuts of most of the cat stuff. And then we edited them together into like this trippy nightmare scene. because, I mean, it's a guy who's afraid of cats just suddenly surrounded by cat stuff. And, it was funny because the way I actually asked my mom to bring the cat stuff that we had was, "Hey Mom, can you bring us as much cat paraphernalia as we actually have?" And, at first, she only brought, like, one cat doll on the parent visitation day, but then we got extra permission for her to bring the rest of it. But when she originally only brought like one or two things, I said, "Wait, we have a bunch of cat stuff. Why isn't there more?" And then she's just like, "When you said paraphernalia, all I could think about was like drugs or something." And then all of a sudden, the guy who came up with the concept said in this voice, "Bring me the cat drugs." So, now I can't really think of catnip as anything else but that specific voice said that specific way. And they're probably not even watching. Like, everybody else in Governor's School went on to bigger and better things, which, I mean, I'm really happy for them, because they were so much fun to work with. I hope their careers are actually going really well. But it was just a lot of fun to work on, which is why I actually, I mean, it was stressful too, because, I mean, during Crunch Week, we were basically all living on Red Bull and stuff, because we had 2 weeks to throw this thing together. And I mean, when you've got 2 weeks and your script calls for a cat and a goldfish and like 3 different locations, you know, 2 weeks doesn't feel like that much time. Especially when you have to write the script. So it was really, really funny. Wouldn't trade that experience for the world. But, oh boy. I could reminisce about it for a while. That was actually a really fun program. I found out that I tend to thrive under stress when I have a lot of stuff to do. If there's just a lot of waiting involved, then I tend to break down. But if there's stuff to do, man, can I handle it pretty well. But if I had to pick another favorite scene that we had to film, it would have to be the sequence in which they have their traumatic flashbacks to why they're afraid of the things they're afraid of, and it's basically the exact same flashback, but in one we had cardboard cat silhouettes, and then in the other one we had cardboard goldfish silhouettes. And that was also a lot of fun to work with. But how we filmed that was we filmed that in an alleyway behind the ROTC building. And we had to have our lights on in a certain way so that the cardboard cutouts we had would cast the silhouettes just right, and a lot of moths died that night because we had our lights on so long. But it was fun. Let's see if I delete the sketch layer. that looks alright. I think I can actually get to coloring this. Alright being a relative term. Let me check the chat and see what's going on. Okay, nothing's really going on, but that's okay. Time to add the color. Let's see. Yeah, working on films and stuff is a lot of fun. I guess that's why I'm switching over to being a film major. Because I do like working on it. You don't really have much of a chance to be a prima donna if you want to get things done in a way that they turn out well. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's just a lot of... I mean, I know I keep saying that film is so much fun to do, but it really is. I have actually found that I'm a decent boom op. Working the boom mic is pretty good. Aside from operating the boom mic, I'm also a decent prop master. I'm not too good with spotting continuity errors, but I can make some props. One of the props I made during governor school, which again, I can't show you guys this because I don't actually have it. I never got my copy of it. Not that there was much of a copy to get, but one of the short films that I made with the guy who came up with the cat script, it was about, the gingerbread man thinks he's caught someone who's been stealing, or not the gingerbread man, the muffin man thinks he's caught a thief who's been stealing all his muffins. But, it turns out to be that he got the wrong person. And, I ended up having to make most of the props for the Muffin Man. And it was a lot of fun. And, one of our instructors, when they watched the film, actually asked, "Where did you get a spatula?" And I actually got the chance to say we didn't get a spatula. That is paper taped to a ruler. It's pretty interesting what you can make look like other things on camera. But it was a really cool experience if you ever get the chance to be in like a film program or something where you get to actually make films. Go for it. It's so much fun. I don't think you'll regret it, unless of course you end up working with people who don't like to pull their weight. Then I can see it. Then I can see you regretting it. But as long as you get set up with people who are decently hard workers and who kind of know what they're doing, it's so much fun. Let's see. There we go. Not there. There we go. That looks alright. Let's, since we've got like 7 more minutes, view, not transparent background, background color. Oh, I forgot to color in Claire's eyes. I'm a dummy. There we go. Let's see. What else can I talk about? I don't know. I'm kind of out of ideas. I'm gonna mess with the background color some more. There we go. Layer, add, pull it under here. Let's add a floor, I guess. This floor's kind of ugly, but I will change the color, I guess. Expand to no pixels. Maybe if I go with like a cream color, that looks alright. And then for my background color, that looks better. And if I take this and make my brush a little bit smaller, I can take this, make my brush smaller again. And yeah, I can let's see, filter, blur, and then where's my light source gonna be from? Just because I have this kind of time. I guess I'll put my light source from this way. There we go. And then I can go up here, and then let's just put shadows over here. I'm actually gonna clip there. There we go. And then shadows on this side, over here. Blah-de-blah-de-blah. Looks like I'm actually gonna have a completely empty request list at the end of this, because I've still got a full 2 minutes, which is more than enough time. Let's see. multiply, filter, blur. Come on. Not that much. Okay, and then take that down a little, clip, and then let's see. Come on. There we go. Let's see. And then let's blend, add, or maybe screen. I like screen. Filter, blur, and it looks like I'm going to be finished just about right on time. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to send me requests for next week. And then I keep meaning to post my Discord ID, which I will do after this. So thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your night. Bye!